I went and saw the Bob Marley movie over the weekend. I saw Bob Marley on Saturday morning after work. Yeah, Saturday morning. There was an early showing. This auditorium is pretty empty. And I said, I've been wanting to see this movie. I got some free time. Let me go see Bob Marley's biopic. And so I went and saw it. And I saw AMC's new ad before the movie starts with Nicole Kidman. That's funny. We probably talk about that when Dash comes back. But anyway, so I saw Bob Marley. I saw One Love, which is what it's called. And it was an interesting film. It was layered. It was good. It was deep. It mostly focuses on a 2-year period, 76 to 78, if I remember correctly. Excuse me. And I see why they did that. It's a pivotal point in his life, a pivotal point in his music. It is what leads him to create the album Exodus. And also, there are two different big concerts that happened in this time in Jamaica, and also a world tour after the Exodus album came out. So it's a pivotal time in Bob Marley's career and in his life. And so that was cool. They also speak about how he was diagnosed with skin cancer at during that time frame. I believe it was in 77. He was diagnosed with skin cancer. And it was an interesting film. I really liked the musical aspect. Obviously, I do music, so any movie I see where they are showing you the intricate parts of the music creation process are always super fly. I like when I saw that in Bohemian Rhapsody, in the Whitney Houston joint. This one, one of my favorite things, which is kind of more of a doc than a biopic, is the Jay-Z Fade to Black movie, where you see him going through the process of making the Black Album as an artist. Those things always touch my soul. They always really hit me deep, and they always really inspire me. A lot of times after seeing those things, I'm like, man, where's the pen? Let me grab the pen and get to work, because I'm about to get busy. And so I always get excited after I see that kind of stuff. I think it's really cool to see the creation of it, the thought process behind it, and even there were moments in the film. Oh yeah, spoiler alert for everybody who didn't see it. It's a biopic, so I don't know if I'm supposed to say spoiler alert, but just in case, because I'm about to say a lot of shit. Spoiler alert. Yeah, there's even these moments where you see him have his wife come and he's like, all right, tell me what you think about this. I started working on this. And there's other moments where he just busts out singing some shit and everybody's like, yo, when you wrote that, that's fire right there. Where'd that come from? And so you see all these really cool moments of like inspiration. You also get to see the self-doubt of like, I don't know if this is good enough. I kind of need to bounce this off of another person, but it got to be a person I trust, right? So it was really cool. Truth be told, it kind of reminded me, watching him put together Exodus, and the process behind that really reminded me personally of when I was doing the Expect Us project. For those who don't know, that's my most popular project. Speaks a lot about the things going on in society at that time, and about the hacktivist group known as Anonymous. And so he was kind of really inspired to get out the messages of his beliefs, his religion. And it was similar for me. I was very focused on getting out the messages and the things that were on my mind, although it wasn't religion necessarily, but the things that I felt very heavy about at the time. So for me, this was a very cool kind of experience, watching Bob do some of the same things that I did in the process of creating the music. And so that was super, super cool. They also give you some flashbacks and kind of tidbits of his life as a child, his younger years, where he was part of another group who got signed to a record deal, and different things. Of course, they speak about the assassination attempt, where they came into his quote compound of sorts, or house, and they shot him and his manager and his wife. And they show that in great details. And so that was also interesting to see The way that that went down, and the way that, you know, Bob got shot and still went and did his concert that they were trying to stop him from doing. And so that was really interesting. Also, and you know, I'm gonna get tore up for this, but I don't care. One thing that was hard for me to watch, because this is a movie review, so I got to be honest. One thing that was hard for me to watch was to watch the actor Kingsley Benadier or something like that is his name. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. He was doing Bob Marley, he was doing a great job, but every time he performed, he looked like he was in pain. And I was like, is this dancing or what is going on? And I know this might sound like hate, this might sound funny. It's probably a little bit of both. I just was really confused. Truth be told, I was sitting there getting annoyed because they showed lots of little tidbits of him performing, and every time he performed a song, whether it was one we knew or not, or a popular one or not, it looked like he was in pain the way he was moving as the drums were playing and the horns were going and the background singers were singing. And I was like, why are they portraying Bob like this? Like, I don't even really know any of this stuff. And because I'm not the most historically knowledgeable person on Bob Marley, right? But when I saw this, I'm like, why are they letting this dude act like this? It was really hard to watch him, quote unquote, dance. It looked like he was, you know, in pain. I was like, what is going on? Why are they doing this? Especially because we covered here that Bob Marley's family are in support of the film. They were involved in the film. And when the movie starts, one of his kids, who was it? I can't remember. But one of his kids, who's older adults and are older than me, right? But one of them comes forward and says, hey, I just want to let y'all know that we were involved in the film. I was on set almost every day, and we wanted to make sure that this movie truly had the best elements of my father, and that we really, really made sure that it painted him in the right light, but also an honest light. And I was like, his kids let him watch live Bob Marley in concert. Thank you, Dre. I'm getting to that. But I just wanted to give the context first. Because, yes, at the end of the movie, the credits roll and they show Bob Marley dancing. And I felt like, man, I'm glad I saw this movie by myself. Because I'm the kind of person, if you ever been to movies with me, you know when wild shit happens, I'm going to turn right to you and be like, yo, you see this? Why they doing this? Hey, why they doing that? What's up? What, you think this is cool? That's crazy right there, no? Maybe not as loud as I'm speaking to y'all, but that's what I would do in the movie. And I felt a little embarrassed, I gotta be honest, because when the credits roll, they show real life Bob Marley dancing the same way. Like he's in pain. I said, man, Bob couldn't dance either, huh? And let me be clear, because I know those who are not watching this live, those who are going to see this later and be in the comments are going to say, nigga, you can't dance either. You right. I can't. I can't dance. I got a two-step. I can catch a dub. I might could do another thing or two. But that's it. I keep it simple. Back in mathematics class, they taught me KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And that's what I do. Because I don't want to look like I'm in pain when I'm on the dance floor. But Bob looked like he was in pain. And so actually, I felt stupid when I saw the credits roll. I said, oh man, look, they're showing real live Bob dance the same exact way. I guess Kingsley did a good job, because I was just baffled. It was so distracting to see him dance this way every time. I said, man, look at Bob. Kingsley, they letting you do all type of foolishness. But apparently, that's the way Bob danced. One more thing before I go. Or maybe two things. I thought it was really cool that Bob was very centered on unity, even in fitness. Bob would wake everybody up and say, hey, let's go. We're going for a jog. And everybody would go for a jog. You see the whole squad. Even at one point, a new guitarist joined the team, joined the band. He woke them up. Hey, man. Hey, get up. Let's go. And we going for a run. They went for a run. Same thing. Bob was real into soccer. Everybody was playing soccer. And yeah, Bob was smoking the whole movie, but Bob was also very centered on fitness. Even as a group, I thought that was super fly. Yeah, Dre, that's right. Yeah, I thought that was super fly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have spoken about how cool it is to work out with others, how cool it is to inspire those around you to be fitness centered and work out. And to see Bob do that, I said, oh man, look at Bob. Bob ain't playing. Bob was waking cats out. They sleep. They was slumped. Bob just woke him up. Hey man. Hey, wake up. Wake up. It's time to go. They was out there doing it, running miles together. Everybody just. I thought that was super fly. That was super fly to me. I also enjoyed the realism of the exchange between him and his wife about the cheating, about the other children, seeing how long they were together and all the things that they were, they had gone through. That was really cool, even in the, dark times for them. And man, Bob had a solid woman with him, and Miss Lynch was looking good in the movie, by the way. Man, she was looking good. Gotta say that too. And so I've said a lot of good things. Now I gotta say something bad. I don't think this should have been called a biopic. Maybe it should have been called like a timepiece or something. I don't know what to call it. But 2 years of your life is not a biopic. I don't think so. A biopic is supposed to cover most of somebody's life. This movie largely covered 2 years. And although I enjoyed the movie and would watch it again, I just feel like it was pitched as the Bob Marley biopic. And it was not a biopic. This was 2 years of his life. The little flashbacks and tidbits were cool, but that's not how biopics usually go. And so I was a little confused about that. I'm not saying we had to cover from the moment he was born to the moment he passed away, but this was 2 years. He was 30. I mean, he died at 36, which I also didn't know. That's super young. But why we only got 2 years out of 36? There's a lot of ground to cover here. There's a lot of things that y'all skipped or kind of just grazed over. I didn't like that. That is one takeaway that I was not really happy about, which was that this was a 2-year movie. That's not a biopic. Call it something else. I don't know. But a biopic generally covers most of a person's life, not 2 years. And so perhaps I'm harping. Cool, I'll take it. Maybe I'm a hater. Cool, I'll take it. But this for me was really disappointing. That we just got these like little flashbacks and that was it. We didn't get a lot of his life in this movie. Those 2 years we got a lot of details, right? But then it's like, yeah, but what happened to everything else? Like, I don't understand. So that's my criticism for the film, even though I thoroughly enjoyed it, even though I could relate to it a lot. I think they should have covered more ground. And I get that the movie was short. It was less than 2 hours, but for once I would have enjoyed more film. Kia's crying laughing. Yeah, I would have enjoyed more. I would have enjoyed the film more. I can't with you. Yo, I'm keeping it a buck, Kia. That's all I got. Truth and sarcasm. I would have enjoyed it more if we actually got a whole film. Like normally I complain that movies are too long and they drag. I would have enjoyed more film if we got more of Bob Marley. All of that shit I said was cool. But this ain't a biopic, player. A biopic covers most of a person's life, not 2 years out of 36. That's not enough. Sorry, I gotta be a little honest here. I think that a splash more, 36 years is not a short amount of time. Y'all could have covered a lot more ground than just 2 years. And so I gotta be honest, I didn't dig that too much. And so that's it. That's my Bob Marley One Love biopic review.